Oh, hello, guys. Hello,
Hello,
hello, hello.
teacher.
Hi, Jackie. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. I'm ready, Mr. Octavio. Hello.
Hello, teacher.
How are you today?
I'm tired.
Really? Too much work?
Yes.
That's the problem of vacations, right?
Ujú. Necesito vacaciones para descansar las vacaciones.
I know. Hi, Mr. Jose. ¿Cómo sigues, mister?
Hi, teacher.
You're sick?
Yes.
A little bit. Very cold beers or what?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, probably. Right? Welcome back, mister.
Thank you.
Are you taking medicine?
Yes. How do you say? Inyecciones? How do you say?
Shots.
Okay.
S-H-O-T. Shots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shots of tequila or what?
No more. You need, I don't know, like antibiotics or something. Right? Shots.
Here.
Yeah.
The classes is complicated, no? Or I watched the class of yesterday and I don't know, maybe so.
Complicated.
So.
The class from yesterday.
Yes,
Oh, yeah. What is it?
No. I watched the class.
Yeah, adverbs of frequency, I remember, right? Hi, Mr. Caleb.
Hi.
How you doing, man?
Nada.
All good?
Yes.
Perfect. Mr. Albert, how are you?
Yes, I'm
Doing-
fine.
Doing
I
good?
finished my dinner.
Oh, very fast.
Yes, I am.
In 4
3
minutes or
minutes.
something. Yeah.
Vaya viejito, ya bien temprano.
I have another class before at that.
Another class. Albert is in a intensive program, right, mister? All right. Well, welcome to the class. Today we're going to continue with, let me check. We finished this. We finished. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's review the class from yesterday. What do you remember from yesterday? What was the topic, the original topic from yesterday?
Prepositions. Time, solo de.
Prepositions of time. Prepositions of time, but another topic yesterday because it was divided in 2 parts. I'm sorry.
Always. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Adverbs.
Adverbs of
Of
frequency.
what? Yes. Adverbs of frequency, right? Which the examples, Jose, are always.
I am always. No. I don't know. I always watch TV.
Perfect. I always watch
Watch.
TV. Or I am always in my room,
I'm always.
right? Remember, verb to be
Before.
after, right?
Verb to be? No,
Yeah.
it's before. And other verbs is after.
I always am. I am
No?
always. I don't know. Can you check, guys? You remember?
Yes.
The to be is before the adverb.
Before the adverb. Okay, so we go like
Yes.
this, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Like this.
Okay, yes. You looking for the verb to be is after the adverb.
It's after the adverb.
It's another way.
It's another. That's right. So here we have other verbs, so it's before, right? So depending. After the verb to be, after be, and before others, right? Okay. All right. Hi, Najali. How are you today?
Hi, teacher.
All good?
Yeah,
Great. Okay. So that's what we practiced yesterday, right? Adverbs of frequency. Let's go. Yesterday we mentioned that we have the popular, you know, these ones are popular and these ones are not so popular. But common, yes, okay? Yeah. So let's go with the information. Can you help me, Mr. Jose Siqueiros, number 1?
We use frequency words to express the frequency with what we do an activity.
Okay. Remember yesterday, right? With what frequency you do something. Got it? Yeah. Jackie, number 2, please.
We use frequency word after the verb to be and before any other verb.
Is that correct?
We use frequency or after.
Yeah, right. After the
After.
verb to be, I
No,
am
it's-
always. And before other verbs, I always
Okay.
work. Yeah?
Mhm.
Okay. Caleb, help me with 3, please, mister.
Here we'll list the frequency word.
The frequency words. More frequency words. Number 1, frequently. Pronunciation, guys. Frequently.
Frequently.
Emphasis in frequently, right? Listen to me and tell me where it's the emphasis. Occasionally. Occasionally.
Okay,
Okay.
Occasionally. That's the emphasis. Occasionally. Makes sense?
Occasionally.
Now, this one, we're going to do only 2 syllables. Rarely. Rarely. Raramente,
Rarely.
right? Rarely.
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 Rare. I rarely take a shower at night. I always take a shower in the morning. You know, I rarely. And then we have hardly ever. Hardly ever.
Hardly ever.
Hardly ever.
This one is like duramente, difícilmente, right?
Mm.
I hardly ever eat fish, for example, right?
Mhm.
And then we have regularly.
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 Regular.
Regularly. Where is the emphasis? Regularly.
Ahí voy.
Regularly.
Right. Regularly. Very good. Okay. So one more time. Frequently.
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 Yeah. Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Occasionally. Rarely.
Rarely.
Hardly
Rarely.
ever.
Hardly,
Hardly ever.
Regularly.
regularly,
Regularly.
Hmm? For example, Albert, tell me something, Albert, that you frequently do.
Okay. I frequently in the morning I take a coffee.
Okay.
I drink a coffee.
All right, very good. Mr. Jose, tell me something that you occasionally do.
Mm, I occasionally run in the park.
Okay. I occasionally run, no ing.
Run.
Run.
Mhm.
Yeah, good pronunciation, Jose, occasionally. Mr. Caleb, tell me something that you rarely do.
rarely, ¿qué significa?
Claro.
Como
Rara vez.
raramente, right?
Casi no, pues.
Casi no. Ajá. Remember that ly, it's equal mente, okay?
Mhm.
Frequently, frecuentemente, occasionally, ocasionalmente, all right? So, Caleb,
Rarely take a shower.
I rarely read a book.
I rarely read a book. Very good sentence. Nayeli, tell me something, Nayeli, that you hardly ever do. Casi nunca, hardly ever.
No entiendo la pregunta.
Okay, one more time. Tell me, yeah? Tell me something that you hardly ever do. Oh, one more time, Nayeli. Here you go. Tell me something that you regularly do. Yeah? Like with activities. What activities you do regularly?
Oh. Oh. Frequent.
Yeah. Tell me. Frequently, it's possible.
Frequently. The gym.
You go to the gym?
Frequently.
Yeah, okay. Now, Nayeli, tell me the correct formula. Like, for example, what is this?
I.
Now. You are going to use go. So you need it before, right? So you say frequently go. Where, Nayeli? The complement. Frequently.
Go. The gym.
Yep. To the gym, actually. To the gym. Excellent. I frequently go to the gym. Jackie, ready? Jackie, tell me something that you occasionally do.
What, teacher?
Tell me something that you occasionally do. Activities that you do occasionally.
Occasional is ocasionalmente o casualmente o
Ocasionalmente, ocasional.
I occasionally
Activities, you know?
I occasionalmente run in the morning.
Excellent, all right. I occasionally run in the morning. Mr. Octavio, tell me something, Octavio, that you regularly do.
I regularly drive to my work.
Excellent, that's good. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So we are going to use these adverbs of frequency to do sentences, okay? Can you help me, Mr. Octavio, with the instructions, please?
Yes. Exercise 1. Look at the picture shown by the professor and make a sentence. Use this following frequency, adverbs, use simple present tense.
Thank you, man. Okay. So look at the example. This is number 1, okay? This is this one, number 1. I give you the eat pizza and I give you the pizza. So you do the sentence. Personal information. For example, you, Mr. Jose. With what frequency you eat pizza?
Hardly ever.
Give me the sentence.
I hardly ever eat pizza on weekends.
Excellent. Very good. Like that, okay? We understand the exercise, Jackie? Yes. Nayeli, we understand the exercise? So, this is the verb, right? Eat pizza. Number 2. With what frequency you play soccer? Personal information.
I have a question.
With what frequency you play soccer, Caleb?
I hardly ever play soccer.
I hardly ever play soccer. You got it, man. Objective of the exercise, guys, is to put this in order, okay? The correct order. Octavio, with what frequency you watch horror movies, man?
Rarely,
Rarely. With
Rarely?
A. Rarely.
rarely watch horror movies.
Watch horror movies. Alone? I rarely watch horror movies alone.
Because
You scared?
yes.
And Nayeli, with what frequency you check your Facebook?
I frequently
I frequently what?
check your Facebook.
I frequently check my
My
Facebook. My Facebook. You are a hacker.
Yes.
If you check my Facebook
no.
frequently, Nayeli,
The message.
I'm like, oh, interesting, huh?
Stalker.
Stalker, yeah. Mr. Jose, with what frequency you cut your nails?
I frequently cut my nails.
I frequently
Cut my nails.
cut my nails. This one, Mr.
Cut.
C-U-T. Pay attention right here. When you have words, for example, cut, bus.
The sound is the letter A.
Letter
Cut.
A. That's correct. Letter A. So you have to pay attention to have a U between two consonants. ¿Ya? Entonces, una U adentro de qué?
Dos consonantes.
De dos consonantes. Va a ser una A.
Okay.
Cut, bus,
Bus.
hug, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I frequently cut my nails. Ready, Albert? Nails.
Yes, ready.
Mr. Albert, with what frequency you sing karaoke?
Oh my God, I Hardly ever.
Are
I
you
sing
shy?
karaoke. No, but I need maybe drink beer.
Oh yeah, yeah, me too.
I always.
You always sing karaoke,
Yes.
but with alcohol or normal?
Normal.
Yes, shut up. Really?
Octavio dance with the karaoke.
Octavio dances.
Yes.
Yeah. El animador.
You,
Animador.
Mr. Caleb, with what frequency you buy clothes? This is a nail, not a age. With what frequency you buy clothes?
Okay, occasional
Occasion.
buy clothes. I
I occasionally buy clothes. Ready, Jackie? Let's see, Jackie. With what frequency you burn incense? You know what is incense? Yeah.
I frequently, is frequently,
It's
uh,
free, Jackie.
free-
Frequently.
Frequently.
frequently, I frequently bar, is bar? So,
Burn. Quemar.
bar incense.
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 Correct. One more time, Jackie. Frequently.
Frequently.
Perfect. One more time, read it complete.
Frequently.
Everything.
I frequently bar incense.
Got it. Nayeli, with what frequency you get a haircut?
I rarely.
Rarely get a haircut, right? Oh, for example, Nayeli, in what moment you decide to get a haircut? Because for men, it's very easy, right? But for you, for example, the decision, in what moment do you do that decision?
Is 6 months.
Oh, okay,
Oh my God.
nice, okay.
Ya que
When she
fue.
have a event.
What?
When she
Ya que
have
fue
an
feo.
event.
Yeah, it's like, for example, how much do you pay, Jesus? Jose, how much do you pay for a haircut, for one haircut?
Pay?
80?
Pay?
Oh, yeah,
The
pay.
money.
How much? How much?
Nothing.
No. Oh,
Why?
because he is a stylish, right? A barber.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's right. I'm
Oh.
sorry, man. And you, Octavio, how much do you pay? You go to like expensive barbers or the person in the corner of your house?
So, 200.
200. How much do you pay, Albert?
Yes.
200.
When I stay in Hermosillo, I have a friend that he is a styler, barber,
A
and
barber?
I pay 2,000, 3,000. If it's
1,000?
yes.
No,
100.
100.
No, 200, 300.
Ah,
200,
cabrón.
300. No,
I'm like,
sorry.
what?
200
I mean, is this
or 300, depends.
okay?
Depending if
The
I
goodest-
need to
The
what
beard,
is the
the
beard.
beard.
Yes,
Es que estás
300.
inquieto.
And paints and blondes.
Oh, that's why it's 3,000. And then your nails and everything, man.
Yeah, as I said, a pink hair. Yes, a green hair.
Okay. So 3,000 is very cheap, okay? For everything.
No,
1,000 with
but I don't know. I think it's good because he made a shower of the air
Okay, yeah.
and
yeah.
clean all, and you ready for the event.
Okay. So you don't need to take a shower after
No.
the haircut.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a complete.
So we're talking about 200 pesos times 6, because 6 months for Nayeli, that's like 1,200. That's why women pay too much
Yes.
in one time.
Because she painted the air.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe 300. If she needs extensions or
Yeah.
a
How much
special
money, Nayeli? How much money, Nayeli, you have paid? The most quantity.
3,000, 4,000, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm?
It's crazy. Sometimes it's crazy.
¿Cómo?
How much money you paid in one occasion? You know, a lot of money.
Oh, por pintármelo.
For
Oh.
everything, you know, because you
Everything.
do everything.
Oh, 4,500.
Holy
Oh
shit.
my God,
Like
it is.
this?
Cabrón.
Oh, I'm telling you. You see,
Yes, it's just very expensive.
It's more expensive.
Yep.
I'm going to.
This is the reason. It's 6 months.
That's why
Each
it's
month,
6
yes.
months exactly. Yeah. And they spend more. Look, even in one occasion. Good topic. Let's see. Albert, with what frequency you eat sweets?
Oh my God.
Remember the sweets are what? Okay.
Maybe every day is always.
Always.
I eat sweets.
I always eat sweets.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I have every day have a package of the candies in my bags.
Oh my God, man, really?
Yes.
Be
yeah.
careful. Be careful with the sugar.
No.
Por
You
eso
are
te
old.
siento el azúcar.
Yes, I do. Triglycerides is higher for me.
Let's see. Jackie, with what frequency you eat gummy bears?
I occasion
Occasionally.
occasion- occasionally
Yes.
eat gummy bears.
Yeah. Remember, what is the pronunciation of the U? Consonant, consonant, U, consonant.
It's
Gummy.
yummy.
Gummy. Gummy. Gummy bears. How do you say this? Yummy or yummy?
It's yummy.
Yummy.
Is yummy,
Yummy.
right? So it's the
Yeah.
same situation. Consonant, consonant, U. All right.
Gummy bears and vodka. This is so sweet.
And no, Jacqueline is 15.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Forget.
only gummy bears.
No, no
Forget
somos los
my
viejos de aquí.
comments.
Yeah, for us, spatial gummy bears. Right? What barefoot? Do you understand this one?
No.
No. Descalzo.
No? Barefoot, exactly, no shoes.
Okay.
So, with what frequency, Octavio, you walk barefoot?
In the beach, I
Okay.
frequently walk barefoot.
I frequently walk barefoot. Pronunciation, guys? Barefoot.
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 Barefoot. Barefoot.
Perfect. Caleb, with what frequency you watch YouTube?
I frequently watch YouTube.
I frequently watch YouTube. You got it. Mr. Jose, with what frequency you wear sunglasses?
I frequently wear sunglasses.
I frequently wear sunglasses. Mr. Albert, ready?
Yes.
I think you're gonna finish the exercise. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh
It's
my God.
easy.
This is easy. I think you need to go back to not frequently, you need to go back to always.
Yeah.
Right?
I rarely drink with my friends.
Hardly ever.
Hardly ever.
Hardly ever.
Muy a huevo.
Yeah, right. Sorry, Jackie, these guys. I'm
No,
sorry.
because right now is so cold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Drink the-
hot beer.
Y un trapo.
Yeah, I know. Alrighty, so this is easy because exercise 2, it's just collocating the adverbs in the correct position, obviously, but it's personal information. We continue with personal information. For example, Albert, number 1.
I frequently go to the gym to stay fit.
I frequently. Octavio,
frequently.
number 2.
Hardly ever. I visit my grandparents on the weekends.
Hardly ever. Nayeli, 3. Fast food.
I
Like McDonald's, you know?
I rarely
I
eat
rarely
fast food. Weird.
eat. Yeah. Jackie?
I occasionally take walks in the park to enjoy.
Yes.
Teacher, what is naturaleza?
Uh-huh. Yes. You see, like, take walks in the park, you know, and enjoy the nature. Yeah.
Yes.
Caleb, please, Caleb.
And
We have this word, Caleb. You understand this word? Shelter.
como, no.
No? You understand, guys? Shelter?
No.
No?
Animal
Okay.
shelter. Shelter
It's,
is in the cautiverio.
No, it's different. Pay attention, because no lo voy a decir en español. Escúchenme en inglés, mi definición, a ver si la cachan, ¿ok? Shelter is a place to protect people or animals from hurricanes, from storms. Yeah. Usually in Mexico, the shelters are
Albergue?
schools, albergues, exactly. You got it, man. Okay. So Caleb, you volunteer at the local animal shelter?
Hardly ever.
Albergue with you or no you? I don't know. Hardly ever. All right. Octavio, 6.
only.
Hardly ever. I practice
Hardly
playing the guitar.
Hardly ever. Nayeli, can you help me with 7? Okay. You understand this one, Miss Nayeli? I call my parents to check in.
Mhm.
You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, to check, right?
Mhm.
It's para mí,
Okay.
teacher.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I regularly
Mhm.
call my parents to check in.
Perfect. Mr. Jose. Oh, nice.
Occasionally,
Okay,
I
nice, man.
occasionally invite myself to a spa day for relaxation.
Mhm. Mr. Caleb, go shopping for new clothes. Sorry, man.
Again.
Yeah, again,
Mm, hardly ever.
hardly ever. That's your favorite, Mr. Yaki.
And hardly ever.
You can, acuérdense que existen otros, ¿no? Los podemos usar
Ah,
también.
never, never.
El never, we can do never in this case, right?
Okay.
Depending on the situation, Mr. Albert.
Oh. Sometimes I sometimes go to the cinema. Yes.
Perfect. Mr. Octavio.
Eat desserts to be healthy dieta.
Always.
Always, yes.
No, it's the opposite. To be healthy, man.
I rarely
I
eat desserts
rarely.
to be healthy dieta.
Perfect, man. Rarely.
Las
Mr.
tortillas de
Jose.
harina son para eso, ¿qué no?
Bueno, pues buena
To
o
be
mala su
healthy.
dieta, pues.
For health,
Son de trigo.
healthy diet.
Sí, yeah.
Nayeli, 13. Fight in public. Come on, be honest.
Always.
Yeah.
No. They hardly ever fight in
They-
public.
Yes, they hardly ever. Hardly ever. Mr. Jose, can you help me?
I occasionally call my friends to say hello.
Occasionally, very good. And finish, Mr. Albert.
My daughter. Oh, I understand.
Mi hija.
My daughter,
Yep.
my daughter
Yeah. Me-
hardly ever listen to me.
Yes.
She's a pet.
hardly. She's a pet, okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Daily routine. This is for tomorrow, okay? Questions, guys, right now?
Not yet.
Not yet. Very good. Okay, let's continue now. Imagine that we have this, okay? I hardly ever cook breakfast. We understand, right? I hardly ever cook breakfast. Now, this one, guys, is an answer, correct?
Yes.
It's not a question. Remember the questions I was asking you in the previous exercise? Like, for example, I don't know if you remember. I said, Jose,
With
with what frequency you wear sunglasses, right?
Mhm.
yes,
Okay. With what frequency? This is the question. Sorry. Here. So this is your answer. The question is what again? What is the question?
with what frequently?
With what frequency?
Frequency.
With what frequency? What?
Good breakfast.
You cook breakfast, yeah?
You cook.
With what frequency you cook breakfast? Okay. This one, with what frequency? It's not very good. Okay. Yo lo hice para que relacionaran la pregunta, ¿no? With what frequency? That's in Spanish, correct? ¿Con qué frecuencia? But in English, we don't say with what frequency.
Which?
We say how
Oh.
often.
Often.
How often or how often do you cook breakfast? Okay. So how often is equal what? With what frequency? Okay. But this one, no. Okay.
Mhm.
All
Okay.
right. We go back to how often. How often do you? Now, pay attention right here and see if you have. How often do you play cards? How often do you play cards? What happens if I change this you for she?
Place?
No.
The auxiliary, because you have
Does.
auxiliary
Exactly. What is the auxiliary?
as
Does?
Does.
Okay.
Yeah. You remember, Jackie? For he, for she, and for it, does. So how often does she, we eliminate this one, right? How often does she play cards?
Okay.
Okay. So what is important in here? Okay. This one. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. ¿Cómo dirían con qué frecuencia ellos lavan el carro? ¿Con qué
How
frecuencia ellos? Tell me, José.
How often they watch?
Do
What
Watch,
often
oh, what?
they?
do they watch the car?
How often do they wash the car? You got it. Okay. Jackie, ¿cómo dirías, Jackie? Pay attention, Jackie, okay? ¿Cómo dirías, Jackie? ¿Con qué frecuencia tú, con qué frecuencia tú limpias la cocina?
And I always.
No, but the question. Yo te la
Ah,
doy en español, tú dámela en inglés, right? ¿Con qué
okay.
frecuencia tú lavas la cocina, limpias la cocina?
How often do you
Excellent.
clean the kitchen?
Clean the kitchen. Caleb. How do you say, Caleb? ¿Cómo dirías? ¿Con qué frecuencia tu papá, be careful, con qué frecuencia tu papá trabaja En las mañanas. I don't know. Tu papá, Caleb, okay? It's difficult.
How often does
That's your father.
his father or your father?
Your father, yeah. How often does your father?
Your father work in the mornings?
Got it. Okay. So are we understanding how often? How often? How often? Yes. Okay. With what frequency? Not good, okay? Okay. How often? How often? How often? Whatever you want. All right. Mr. Octavio, can you help me to read, please?
Yes. Expression that show frequency include. Continue.
Okay. Look, guys, we are going to have in here every other, from time to time, once in a while, once a day, twice, a few times. All these right here are frequency words. Okay? For example, look at this one. I always take a shower.
Okay.
I always take a shower at night. We understand? Yeah. Yes, Nayeli? I always take a shower at night. Yes. Okay. This one, it's possible to say, I take a shower every day. Correct?
The same?
Is the same, exactly. All right. ¿Qué vamos a hacer ahora? Recuerden que tenemos always, occasionally, hardly ever. Tenemos todas esas, right? Ok. Esas las podemos sustituir por expressions, frequency words. Okay? For example, let me explain this. Every day, every month, every week, every year. Right? For example, Jose, how often do you take vacations?
You take vacation?
Yes.
I take vacation every winter.
Every winter. There you go. So you're telling me every, right? Every winter, every day, every month. So I can tell you, Albert, how often do you take a shower, Albert?
La verdad.
Every night and every morning.
Every night and every morning, you see? Now, every night and every morning represents
Twice.
every night and every morning. Wait a second. Oh, right here. Okay. Every day and every morning, Albert, represents what from here?
Always.
Always.
Always, you see? But you don't say, I always every day take a shower, right? That's incorrect. All right. Okay. All right, so we understand every day. Another expression is every other. Every other day is one day yes, one day no. One day yes, one day no. One day yes, one day no. Or it
Take a
can be
shower.
every every other day. Yeah, you can say in
Every day,
winter,
twice no.
every day, twice, no.
No.
Yeah.
Twice.
For example, in winter, I take a shower every other day.
One day
For
yes,
example, right?
one day no.
One day,
Yeah.
yes.
One day no.
One day yes. One day-
No.
So we understand every other, right? Every other
Sí.
week, every other month. What is every other month?
Un mes y un mes, ¿no? Ok. Sí.
Yeah, one month, yes, 1 month, no. Okay. All right. Another expression that we have from time to time. Es como, de vez en cuando, once in a while. De vez en cuando. You know?
Mhm, yes.
So, if you want to represent from time to time, and you want to represent it with the regular, what would that be? Sometimes, right? From time to time, sometimes. Okay. Lo que quiero que entiendan es que pueden sustituir los frequency adverbs estos por expresiones. All right?
Bien.
All right. Let's continue. Okay. Once a day. One more. There you go. Once a day. What is once a day? Once, it's equal what? It's equal one. Once. Yeah?
Once a day.
It,
Twice a
it
day.
can be, I call my mother once a day. You know? Ah,
¿Una vez al día o
una vez al día, once a day, una vez al día. I take a shower once a day, you know? And then we have twice a day. Twice represent what, Albert?
Dos veces.
Dos veces. So it's, I eat,
Como, Mhm.
tell me.
It's like when I say every night, every morning is the same. Every morning, every night is twice a day.
Yeah, you take a shower twice a day because it's one in
Yes.
the morning and one at night. That's correct. 2 times. And then you can use it, guys. You can use it with week, for example. Once a week. What do you do once a week?
Una vez a la
una
semana.
vez?
What do
Una
you
vez a
do?
la semana. What do you do once a week? What activity usually is once a week?
Reset. I
Drink.
reset once a week.
Which one?
I reset once a week.
Reset.
Reset.
¿Descansar?
Huh?
Oh, I rest. Yeah.
I
Rest.
rest. I rest once
Escucha
a
muy feo y
week.
reset.
Once a day. Yeah, reset. Rest. You got it, Nayeli. Yes. Twice. Once. Jackie. Yes. Una vez al día, dos veces al día. And then we have a few times a day. A few times. What is few? Remember,
Pocas.
Poquito.
Algunas.
pocas, algunas. A few times a day, a few times a week, a few times a month, right? Listen to my example. Nayeli gets a haircut twice a
Okay.
year,
Mhm.
right? but I get a haircut a few times a year.
Mhm.
Got it?
Mhm.
All right. Questions, Jackie? Caleb, do you have questions?
Mm, I visit my tíos, ¿cómo se decía?
Uncle and aunt. Acuérdate que son separados estos. I visit my uncle and aunt.
I visit my uncle and aunt once in a while.
Once in a while. Yeah, once in a while. De vez en cuando, right? Once in a while.
It's correct that I cut my hair every other week. Yes?
Yes, of course. I cut my hair every other week. 1 week, yes, 1 week, no, right?
Yes.
What is equal to every other week? Another option. But use month in here.
Each 2
Twice.
weeks. Each 2 week.
Each 2 weeks is another one, like I cut my hair every other. It's equal to each. Cada dos, right? Cada 2 semanas.
Or twice a month.
Yeah, I cut my hair. I cut my hair twice a month. 2 veces al. There you go, man. Very good.
Mhm.
Yep. All right. Can you help me, Nayeli, to read, please?
Frequency expression can come at the beginning
Beginning.
or at the end of a sentence.
Thank you, Nayeli. So you remember yesterday, I think, that we said sometimes, remember, Albert, with a comma.
Yes. Mhm.
Sometimes I, what?
Visit my parents. Oh my.
Sometimes I visit my parents. But this one is exclusive, right?
Share the microphone.
Hello? Better?
Yes, it's better.
Okay. Sometimes I visit my parents. This is my question. It's possible to say, never I visit my parents.
No.
No. Okay? No at the beginning, right? But the expressions, it's possible at the beginning. Okay? Like, for example, you say, every day I take a shower. At the beginning, right? Every day I take a shower, or I take a shower every day. Inicio o final, right? The expressions, these expressions. It's possible at the beginning. Here we go. Every day I go to swim. I go to swim every day. Every other day, I'm sorry. Got it? Yes, Octavio?
Puede ser porque no es una palabra. O sea, cuando es una sola palabra, y como la de sometimes es una palabra compuesta,
Puede ser que vaya por
¿verdad?
ahí.
Porque está raro, porque cuando es una sola palabra, como que no puedes usar esa de never,
No sé
coma,
si-
y
Exactly. No sé si sea exclusivo de los adverbs of frequency que no se puede, pero por ejemplo las preposiciones, como cuando dices, miren este ejemplo, With who do you
Ujú.
live? ¿Qué dice ahí?
¿Qué vives?
¿Con
¿Con
quién
quién?
vives? Right?
Ujú.
Y en inglés es imposible iniciar una oración con una preposición y se lanza al final. Así. Who do you live with? ¿Con quién vives? Okay. This is a future class. But it's pretty much the same, you know? All right, Caleb.
Complicate.
Complicated, I know. Pues ya vamos avanzando en la gramática, si se dieron cuenta, ¿eh? Yes. Can you help me, Octavio, to read, please?
Yes. Es Pat.
Oh,
Sí.
me cachaste, man. No, this one, not this one. This one is
No.
put. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay. Put the words in order to formulate a question. The answer it.
Then answer it.
Entonces, put is exception.
It's an exception, yes. It's an exception.
Wow.
Put, because we said that, for example, consonant, U consonant like boss is with A. And Octavio said pot because it's consonant UT. But no, it's what is it, Octavio? An exception.
An exception.
Yeah. Okay. So look at the example. You're going to see the answer. I read magazines once in a while. We understand that? I read magazines once in a while. What is once in a while again?
Una vez a la larga y una vez a veces.
Una vez a veces, de vez en cuando, right?
Mhm.
We have many options. Okay. So we need to do the formula in here. What is the formula for the question, guys?
Oh,
How often?
How often?
Auxiliar.
Auxiliary. What auxiliaries?
Do,
Two options.
do and does.
When does
um,
plus
verb to be.
we are
No.
here. How often do
Subject.
Noun.
yeah, noun subject plus
Verb.
verb plus
Complement.
complement. Magazines, right? How often do you read magazines? You got it.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, Octavio. Wash, how do often you the bathroom? Do the question.
Okay. Who do you often wash the bathroom?
No.
¿No? Ah. Ok. Esa sería la pregunta en orden, pero la respuesta no sería, ¿o cómo?
No, la pregunta está mal formulada.
¿Ah, sí?
El orden. Acuérdate, mira. How often do you cook dinner? How often do or does you, he, she, it, verb, complement? Look.
Es que no me echaste a apuntarlo.
Ah, okay, there you go.
Oh,
Ok.
You got it, man.
Yes.
All right.
Creo.
Modify your answer.
Ok. Who often. Ay, bórmelo porque no sé qué vamos así. Who often.
Ah, que lo
Who
borre.
often. Por favor.
Oh my God. How often?
Who often. Do you
Do you
wash the bathroom?
do you wash the bathroom? Okay, Octavio. Before the question, you are going to give me a
Está mal otra
name.
vez.
The
No, it's
answer.
good.
Ah, ok.
It's good. But the excuse me, the example is Jackie. How often do you wash the bathroom? Okay. And Jackie is going to answer. What is the answer, Jackie?
Uh, um, I once a day,
Once a day,
wash the bathroom.
wash the bathroom. Nada más el orden, Jackie. Everything is good, pero el orden de once a day is not good in there.
Mm,
You need help?
yes.
Can you help Jackie, guys?
Mhm.
I wash the bathroom once a day.
Mhm.
Mm,
You go. Acuérdate, Jackie, al principio o al final. Only. Principio,
ah,
final. Got it?
okay. Yes.
All right. Nayeli, number 2, the question, Nayeli.
Uh, how often do you eat pork?
How often do you eat pork? And the question is for who?
Albert.
Okay, one more time. More fluid, Nayeli, the question.
How often do you eat pork?
With the name.
Albert. Albert. How often do you eat pork?
Oh, I eat pork every Friday.
Every Friday. Nice. Caleb, number 3, you got it?
How often do you travel
Okay.
by plane?
The question is for who, mister?
Oh, Octavio.
Read the question again with the name.
Octavio, how often do you travel by plane?
Thank you.
The question is, how often do you travel by plane?
Correct.
Plane.
Plane.
Mm. No, pues never.
You travel by plane? No?
Travel.
Plane. Plane es ¿qué es? Plane.
Avión.
Aeroplano.
Ah, no, nunca, jamás.
¿No has
¿En
viajado?
avión?
Ah, yo pensé que manejado o conducido, perdón.
Travel.
Sí,
No,
viajar, sí.
viajado.
Sí, me saqué de onda. Yes.
How often?
Mm, I travel for 3 times of year.
Okay.
O two.
¿Al inicio o al final?
Al inicio, I travel.
Ya,
El
pero,
verbo.
no, al inicio la frecuencia o al final.
Ah,
A ver,
ok.
vamos a hacer una recapitulación, ¿no? Porque tenemos los adverb frequency, ¿no? Como always, never, bla, bla, bla. Esos sí tienen su lugar específico, ¿no? I am never como después del verbo to be, antes de otros verbos, ¿sí? Ahí estamos claros, ¿no? Y ahí tenemos los originales y los extras, ¿no? Ahí tenemos muchos. Pero también tenemos las expresiones. Y esas solamente van ¿dónde?
Al inicio o al final.
Al inicio o al final. Okay? So, I travel by plane,
I travel by plane.
and then you give me the frequency, the expression.
Ok. Y así como yo lo dije, ¿está bien? O sea, por 2 or 3 times for year, of
Yeah.
year.
It can be 2 or 3 times. Yeah, it's good. Or, Octavio, you can say 2 or 3 times a year, I travel by plane,
Ah, ok. El complemento.
right? Exactly. Lo pones al inicio, ¿no? La frase. Caleb. Oh, no, not Caleb. You. Oh, yes, Caleb. You're next. Number 4.
Acabo de decir la 3.
Oh, you did? ¿Quién era? ¿Quién era? ¿Quién era? Albert, help me.
Okay. The number 4. How often do you make a phone calls?
Okay, the question is for who, mister?
For Jose, how often do you make phone calls, Jose?
Perfect.
I make phone calls every day.
Excellent. I make phone calls every day. Ready, Jackie? Number 5.
How often do you take a shower?
Yes, the question is for who?
Is Nayeli?
Okay, give me the question with the name, please.
Nayeli, how often do you take a shower?
Perfect.
I take a shower every day.
Excellent expression at the end. Very good. I take a shower every day. Mr. Jose, please, number 6.
Octavio, how often do you speak English?
Nice.
Oof, rarely.
Hardly ever.
Hardly.
How often do you speak English? How often do you speak English, Mr. Octavio?
Okay. I speak English.
Every day.
mm, Frequency?
Frequently, yeah. I speak English frequently.
5 times. Bueno, or 4 times on week. In the
Four
class.
times only. Qué arrastrado eres, Octavio. Oh my
¿Qué?
God.
Aquí en clase nomás.
Come on, practice with, I don't know. Do you have a girlfriend?
He have a clients.
Algo así.
Okay.
He
In
have a
English.
clients in English. He
There
have
you
a
go,
meets in
Octavio.
English. He need practice.
You need to practice, man. Don't be arrastrado anymore.
Don't be a
Qué
lazy.
gacho.
Don't be lazy.
Bueno, pues todos los días, pues.
Okay, I
day.
like that. I should do it every day.
Every day.
All right.
Aunque sepa jugar.
Albert, you wanna continue?
Yes.
Finish with the exercise.
Okay. How for Nayeli?
Okay.
Nayeli, how often do you sing in the shower?
Always.
Yeah, be honest, Nayeli.
I think
I sing. Yeah.
in the shower every day.
In the
Every
shower
day.
every day.
¿Peso pluma o word sing?
Yes.
Peso pluma, I like peso pluma, to be honest.
Oh my God, what
I
happened?
do. I like it, man. Right? How often do you, maybe Nayeli, it's, I sing in the shower every day when I clean it. Right, Nayeli?
Ella quiere bellaqueo, bellaqueo.
Bellaqueo. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Puro juego ya.
Okay.
Anda.
Let's finish the class of today. We have 5 sentences only, okay? And I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Question number 1, you need to answer, okay? You need to answer. Number 1. Guys, how often do you water the plants? Water the plants. How often do you water the plants?
Regar.
Regar, ok. Water es el verbo también, regar, ok. Es un verbo.
Oh.
Water the plants.
Water.
Water.
Yeah. How often do you water the plants? You got it. Number 2. How often does your mother cook for you? How often does your mother cook for you?
Got it.
Got it. Number 3. How often do you look? You see, how often do you look yourself in the mirror? In the mirror.
How often do you look?
How often do you look yourself, o sea, a ti mismo, in the mirror? What is mirror?
Espejo.
Espejo. You got it. How often do you look yourself on the mirror? Number 4. How often you buy food? How often do you buy food by applications like Uber Eats? How often do you buy food in Uber Eats, for example? You got it. Perfect. Number 5. How often do you restart your computer? How often do you restart your computer? You understand?
Yes.
Perfect. Oh, I don't remember the questions. What was the first question?
How
What was the
often do
answer?
you- How often do you water the plants?
Okay. Jose, how often do you water the plants?
I water the plants a few times a week.
A few times a week. Nice. What was the question number 2? I'm sorry.
Do you-
How often do you mother cook for you?
How often does your mother cook for you, Albert?
Ooh,
That's a
Todos
good
los días.
question for you.
yes. Maybe from a time to time, my mother cook for me.
Perfect. Nayeli, what is number 3?
How often do you look yourself in the mirror?
How often do you look yourself in the mirror, Nayeli?
I look yourself in the mirror every day.
Very good. Change yourself or
Myself.
myself.
Yes.
My
¿Sí? Me miro a mí mismo, right? Yeah. Caleb, what's for, mister?
Buy food by Uber Eats.
How often do you buy food but the applications Uber Eats, for example?
I buy food. Never.
Ok. El never no puede ir al final. Ese sí tiene que ir acá, ¿no? Porque
I
no es una
never-
expresión. Exactly. Tell me, complete.
Oh. I never buy food by Uber Eats.
Excellent. Jackie. What was the question, Jackie?
How often do you register in your computer? What is? No entendí muy bien la que era antes de computer.
Restart.
Restart. What is
Ha-
restart, teacher?
¿Cómo se diría? Resetear la computadora. Reiniciar. So listen to the question, Jackie. How often do you restart your computer?
¿La digo otra vez?
No, ajá, la respuesta yes.
I restart my computer every weekend.
Every weekend, okay. Yeah, that's logical.
Restart is
Okay.
a method to fix the computer by TI.
Yes. I have a problem. Restart.
Restart your computer.
Yeah. All right, guys. Tomorrow, guys, we have more questions, okay? How often do you eat out? How often? Oh, look, how often do you restart your computer? How imagination, Rayner. Right? Perfect. See you tomorrow. Yes.
Tomorrow we have class. The Friday.
That depends tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna
Okay.
check. Okay.
Okay.
We're
Más
gonna
2
check
horas, mañana
tomorrow.
3.
Para no tener el viernes. Pues podemos, vamos a darle a ver a qué hora terminamos. Podemos ser.
También.
11.
¿Eh?
Yo sí puedo.
¿Qué
A
dijiste?
las 11.
Hasta las 11, velo. Me vas a pagar extra, mister.
Dinero hay.
Oh, nice.
Dinero.
Okay, okay. Tomorrow classes from 7:30 to 11, okay? Just kidding.
Unos botes aquí.
It's Friday. Oh, on Friday, yeah. Yeah. I can put some vodka, tequila here. All right,
Tequila.
guys. Tequila is good. Yeah.
Bacanora, mezcal.
Mezcal is really good. Don't listen, Jackie. Cover your ears. Protect yourself. See you tomorrow then. Have a good night.
See you tomorrow, teacher.
Sí.
Bye.
Pero-
Bye-bye.